We are approaching sundown on our day of crisis.
Oh, thank God.
At first, it's time to do just a little bit of shopping. I more or less have all the weapons I want at this point, but, well, there is going to be New Game Plus eventually, and there are some things I want to show off with that. And speaking of stuff I did offline, yeah, we have fully upgraded junk now.
Hell yeah.
This stage coming up is probably the last major combat-heavy section of the game. Not quite as intense as the one that ended the Port Alex section, but, well, there's going to be some new mechanics introduced at the very end of the game.
Right up to the end with the new stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine. You've got some fully upgraded chunk to throw around.
Yeah, also I've checked every single loading screen thus far has been unique for each checkpoint. This is in stark contrast to the very first game I ever Let's Played, Ninja Blade, which had exactly one loading screen that was like 30 seconds long, and that's what ended up being the main incentive for why I started cutting out or slowing them down in future videos.
And the areas surrounding Port Alex continue to endure severe damage in the wake of the hurricane. It has been a long day, but our struggle is still not over as we all face an uncertain future while we attempt to set these nightmarish events behind us.
Not exactly Walter Cronkite, this guy, but you know what? As a voice of the nation, I suppose you could do worse. Wow, really hitting it out of the park with these up-to-date pop culture references that'll bring in the 18 to 34 crowd, huh?
I think what blows my mind here is that we have gale force winds, but all of those cones are staying on the ground.
Wait, are we playing Street Fighter?
Kind of, yeah. This is the new mechanic I mentioned, which is melee combat, kind of. In previous levels, we had specific QuickTime events that were, you know, they were one-hit kills, but now we kind of have prolonged fist fights of a sort. I love this guy. Once we knock him down for good, he's got a great animation. Wait, I forgot to do something. Never mind.
Stop him! Come on! Don't let him through!
And at this point, yeah, the shotgun too is basically all I'm using, at least when it comes to the standard enemies.
Hey, if only you weren't here!
I do have some plans to show off some of the weirder weapons that I haven't demonstrated yet in New Game Plus, but again, that's going to be a shorter video, relatively speaking.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't think Bulletproof Armor is going to save you there. Yeah, that guy on the left was one of the heavy armored enemies, so yes, he was able to tank a rocket launcher to the face, essentially.
And then a pistol bullet to the ankle made him pirouette like crazy.
Let's show them the truth, Surge Pride! Right! Doesn't matter what the Major is up to anymore! Let's get that battle! Protect our pride!
This is such great character development for Surge. They have gone purely to petty revenge, having started out as purely mercenary. And, you know, before the events of this game, they actually were kind of a government military strike force, who I think in an earlier video we decided they were secretly part of this universe's version of the Iran-Contra affair. Well, we have made our way to the docks, also known as the docks. That's a joke for like maybe one other person, if you got it. Well, that one was for you. Oh, I hope this turns into the ending of The Dark Knight. We're gonna have to get a second ferry and then decide which one to blow up.
Oh no. I was thinking more the end of Die Hard 3.
The only thing I know about Die Hard 3 is that part where John McClane is forced to walk around Harlem with a giant slur on a sandwich
sign,
board.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so technically there is one new mechanic, kind of. We have these Gears of War style walk and talks.
Got it. I'll send a unit over.
I could have been doing this whole time.
But I think it's kind of obvious the game's engine can't really handle that kind of transition mid-level, so there's a very graceful transition period. Seamless.
Oh, yeah. Well done.
Yeah, this is the last level with actual proper gunfight combat in it.
Yes!
and the fire is still after us. Its revenge will never be quenched. I'm also really looking forward to what is essentially the final boss in terms of combat. Though there's kind of a similarly intense but not combat related denouement that we'll be seeing in the next video, but for all intents and purposes, the boss at the end of this level is like the final confrontation with a human enemy.
Ray, they're not hidden. They're just parked out in the open on the ship.
Quick, open one up. Maybe there's a SOCOM inside.
I was kind of expecting him to say it's a surge van. Not very useful in a fight, though.
Well, at least it doesn't have tactical engravings that give no advantage whatsoever. There may actually be a reason I'm bringing up so many Metal Gear references in this video. We'll see later.
Okay, so what's your plan?
I'm going all the way in to save Lisa.
All by yourself?
Yes, the sole reason for coming here.
Oh, jeez. There's no hope for this guy.
All meteorological equipment is OSP.
Nice shot, Ray.
Welcoming. Sorry, I gotta go.
I love the hit stun so much. It's so unnecessary, but it's great feedback.
I'm questioning this type of elevator being on a ferry. What's this hotel-ass elevator doing on a ship?
Maybe this was an old cruise liner that got refitted into a ferry.
But the ferry is going farther out to sea. We'll be losing the signal.
That means there's probably like a casino in the basement.
Listen, you better come back in one piece. We don't need no dead hero.
No, wait a minute. We'll be losing the signal soon, but it's a satellite
Join me
phone.
for a drink. We've still got a lot of issues to talk about. I put
Not a lot of satellites out in the ocean.
The signal on this satellite phone is driven by plot. See, now that it's dramatically relevant, he's losing signal.
I'll finish the job and return in one piece. Okay.
Too much salt interference.
Understood.
It's a good thing that anti-sodium satellite phones have been invented in the years since this game came out. And, well, we've used the jug a couple of times. We haven't really seen the shuriken that much. But I spent the first few seconds of this fight here essentially, rolling the dice to get a shuriken, because I'm saving it for a particular enemy right at the end of this encounter.
I think my favorite thing about the junk is the constant running out of ammo.
Yeah, it's the same soundbite that he uses anytime he runs out of ammo on any gun, but the fact that it plays during the junk as well just makes it that much funnier. Also, the last Shadow Hunter is, I think, on the second section of the staircase here. I was able to snipe him with the shotgun too. There he is.
Whoa!
I was thinking about maybe using the shuriken on him, but no, I've got better plans for that. I do like the Shadow Hunters. I kind of wish there were more of them. in a way, and that they were like perhaps more of them, but they weren't quite as difficult to take down. Because it really helps to bring back some of the arcadey feel of this game's gunplay.
This really does look like a cruise ship too, like.
Yeah, I think I have to concede that maybe that is the case.
The most undignified death possible, a shuriken to the penis. Yeah, I would be interested if anyone has like a nautical engineering background. I would be curious as to the physics behind things like, say, an elevator in a cruise ship. You know, with the choppy waves and whatnot.
Yeah,
It's probably more complicated than that, but I'd be curious to learn more. Oh, right. As this loading screen pointed out, Colonel Hayes is dead. If you remember, we kind of talked over his death, but Ray shot him. Or sorry, not Ray. Evans shot him.
Where's Lisa? Locked in a cabin. Now we're free to fight without any distractions. Isn't that nice? I can't figure you out. You intentionally call me after you, then recklessly launch a ship in this situation. What the hell's wrong with you?
I don't know, Ray. This seems extremely in character for Evans.
You can beat me.
I know they just have their sea legs, but they both look very drunk right now.
What a spectacle! Don't you agree?
The C in sea leg stands for cognac.
Oh, nice.
It was the only way. Anyway, are you ready for a massive left turn?
Wait, is that a Metal Gear under that tarp?
Oh, please be a Metal Gear.
What?
Is it Rex or Ray?
Oh
Holy
my god!
It's Sahelanthropus.
Transportation.
No!
It's our life.
No!
So to speak. Have to be prepared in case of emergency. And don't you agree?
Well, it's not a Metal Gear until it roars like a dinosaur. Is it gonna roar like a dinosaur?
It might, at this rate.
The wind has picked up and it's gotten even stronger.
Mind you, this Metal Gear also has a hook hand, so maybe that gives it an advantage. Anyway, say hello to the XA-19 turret. This is basically our final boss, all things considered. I ended up having to stitch together multiple takes in order to show off all of its attacks, as well as that unique opportunity for a clever shot, which you get exactly one shot, essentially, at that, depending on what weapon you have equipped.
Not bad for a prototype, huh?
Without the dinosaur roar, this is just a loader similar to what Sigourney Weaver operated.
Damn strong. You can say what you want.
I can't wait until Evans says, "Get away from her, you bitch."
My new toy. I find it quite enjoyable. Today is the best day of my life, Ray. And it may just be your worst.
Yeah, this is Ruben Langdon at his most Dante sounding while playing Evans.
Don't you think?
It really is. This is if Dante had eaten the Clyfoth. It's also the only boss fight in the game that has like specific QTE events that will only trigger if you're out of cover, and also the only boss fight where you dash between pieces of cover.
You still alive, Ray? Are you dying? Maybe I can help you.
Are you dying, son? He's like the evil dad. Oh,
There's also
wait.
this attack, which is kind of similar to Banks's shaking attack. Of course, we're almost done, and there's only one way that this fight can end. At least if I have anything to say about it.
I don't know. It doesn't look like it's big enough to have a fist fight on top of it.
You haven't won yet. I think you're getting a little out of your league here. Time to reload. The fun's just
So now that the cockpit's armor has been destroyed, it's a lot easier to just pelt him with teddy bears.
You haven't won yet.
There's a weird thing with the with like those specific dodge attacks. If you're like I said, if you're in cover, there's really no indicator to suggest that you could dodge them at all, and you'll just tank the hit.
Oof. What?
Yeah, Evans did not magically regenerate his armor for the cockpit, by the way. That was just a different take.
I will be the first to admit this is a hell of a final boss fight.
But of course, there's only one way this can end.
What do you think?
Death by rock.
No big claw arm reaching up out of the water to grab. Oh,
No, we don't
no.
need the claw arm. We've already got the pilot.
just an Evans. Okay.
What are you doing? Get back in the robot, Dante.
Okay, yeah, from a distance that does look more like a cruise ship.
Port Alex fell on hard times. Cruise ships became too expensive, so they had to repurpose it into a passenger ferry.
Tell me, Ray, you ever get scared as a kid when a storm would come? I did, but I was excited even more. When this mission started, I felt like I did when I was a kid. Earthquakes, tsunamis, eruptions,
Tsunamis.
floods, and now a hurricane? And all this was your idea of a good time? Yeah.
Apparently
I
so.
didn't really care about the mission. I just wanted the fun to last. I don't want it to end yet.
It's been pointed out in the thread already, but I really like how dysfunctional Surge as a unit is. It gives them the specific kind of energy you get from, you know, the Metal Gear villain posses. You know, like Foxhound, Dead Cell, the Beauty and the Beast unit, etc. That there's just as much infighting as there is fighting the heroes.
You're wrong, Evans. Humans aren't helpless. We can stand together. We have the power to save each other.
Especially when we have the power of continues.
What the hell? The eye.
And also the other 4 vowels.
Time to finish this movie. Here's the part where the hero kicks the bad guy's ass.
No, Ray, it's a video game.
But no, we're in a cutscene. Sometimes Japanese developers call them movies.
Come on.
Anyway, here's your fist fight. We may not have been able to fist fight on top of the XA-19, but we could do it on the deck of the cruise ship instead. This is also probably the most complex motion capture that's at least running in-game, as opposed to the pre-rendered cutscenes.
Ray, you gotta use attacks that aren't plus on block. Come on, man.
I love that. Even though I did this perfectly with every input, and even when you have 100% perfect inputs, Ray is still getting his ass kicked constantly.
Come on. Calm down, Ray.
We have the final boss fight from Metal Gear Solid 4 at home.
This came out the same year as Metal Gear Solid 4, actually. Yeah, I think maybe within a year or two. So at what point is the HUD going to change, and we're going to see them reflecting the other games in the Disaster franchise that don't actually exist?
I don't know. I'm waiting more for Ray's super meter to appear.
Oh, yeah. Quick, inject each other with nanomachines.
It's time to finish this off.
That didn't even look like it connected.
Really, that's the only way this fight could end, honestly, with a rainy fist fight on a cruise ship with questionable choreography. Oh, right, there's a nuke.
Time for this plutonium-packed firecracker to go off, Ray!
They mentioned at one point having a second nuke. Maybe the other one they had was uranium-based.
No, don't!
They didn't have the money, resources, or time for a hydrogen nuke.
Together. From front row center. Colonel?
Over your dead body.
Colonel! You're still alive!
My subordinate was sloppy.
I can't believe you're still alive.
Sir,
I forgot you died
Activate
earlier.
the warhead. Is there any way to
To
stop
be
it?
fair, we were kind of making jokes over the cutscene at the time.
Remote switch. You can still disarm the bomb manually.
What's the disarmament procedure?
I'll talk you through it. Take this and go.
Typical. Even when the end of the world is
Bomb
nigh, Ray is
is
still
in the
obsessed with
cargo bay
protocol.
At the bottom of the ship. Now hurry!
Got it!
Ray!
Lisa, wait for me here. I have something I need to give you.
Okay, but now I'm imagining we're going to move into the beginning scene from Saints Row 4.
All right, so that's our goal next time, is to disarm a nuclear weapon.
Preferably
Oh, I
after it
can't-
has
I can't
launched.
wait.
Yeah. maybe it'll detonate in midair like that one part in Modern Warfare 2. It'll just cause an EMP that destroys the United States and all of its technology. That would end up predating Modern Warfare 2 by a year, if I remember the release dates correctly. But yeah, so that level we just saw was basically the gunplay finale, and well, we're going to be seeing the proper ending next time, along with a couple of extra things that are not necessarily tied to New Game Plus, because that's going to be for the video after this. But there's some stuff. For example, if you remember, we started off this Let's Play with a rather short introductory video, the attract mode that plays before you hit the title screen. I cut down on that significantly. I edited out most of it because, as I may have mentioned already, it has some massive spoilers. So that, among many other things, we'll be seeing in this video, in the next video, along with the ending.
Beautiful.